Hey, it's Anthony Meisner with Land Title. Can bring you your big Denver Metro update this month. And we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Happy holidays, everybody. Don't forget the highlight reels here if you ever need some talking points. But I think the big thing here is just the excess in inventory and how fast it comes down, in the fourth quarter. So October came down just a little bit as people started to pull stuff off the market. November, same thing, except one big change here. Look at this under contract number, 18%, almost 19% increase in pendings. And that had pulled a lot more inventory off the market than we had before. We were sitting with a lot more active inventory than we have now. And as we've watched that, you can see it here in the active units, 8,700. We were flirting with 10,000 there for like 4 straight months. So this is a really good number to see as things kind of come off the market, but for multiple reasons, right? So you can kind of see it across multiple markets where it's happening the most. Arapahoe County, Denver County, that's where you've seen a lot. Brimfield's pretty par for the course, right? So definitely is different submarket to submarket. If you look at new listing activity, you can see obviously new listings are down quite a bit, which always kind of plays into this because people don't list over the holidays. It's a hassle. Not that many buyers back out there, right? So you can kind of see that. If you haven't seen the new listing slide, we started including that recently. Really a fan of that one there. The other one that I think is kind of important to talk about as the inventory comes down is the month supply of inventory, right? So we have just over 3 months of inventory for 4 or 5 months there. And then now we're down to 2.6 again. So it's going to feel more seller favored in a lot of ways, but being the fourth quarter, there's not a lot of buyers out there either. So still a lot of room for concessions in those things if you're working with buyers. Just make sure if you have listings in the market, you set those proper expectations. It's definitely better in some markets than it's been in a while, but it may not turn that corner until January where you really feel that increase in buyer traffic just due to the seasonality of the marketplace. Now, if you look at it by days in MLS, 48 days in MLS is substantially better than where the nation is at as a whole. I mean, last month it was about 55 for the nation, and here we are at 48 in Denver Metro. It really depends on submarket to submarket. If you're in Elmore County, it might be 70. If you're in Jefferson County, it might be less than 40 still. So, there's still a lot of buyers out there shopping. It's just taking a little bit longer for stuff to go under contract due to just the slowness of the volume. Now, I always like to look at it by price point because this is the best one to work with your buyers, and it can leave a lot of insight to what's happening with your sellers. But take a look at this. We have like a major increase over 800,000, even all the way through luxury, where we've seen a lot more sales taking place, as things kind of settled down in the fourth quarter here. So we've really seen that bump in sales activity for about 3 straight months, September, October, and November, ever since rates started to dip a little bit, Fed started cutting, so maybe some optimism in the economy around real estate. And so you're seeing that take place. And in the higher end of the market, it's taking place more than anywhere else. Although that 500,000 to 600,000 shows you 15% as well. So this is a big change in the marketplace. And I think that's really important to watch for. If you're a buyer, you got to act sooner than later in order to still have the upper hand in these negotiations, even as we go into next year as new listings come on the market. So check out this one, month supply of inventory and days on market. This catches me off guard a little bit. Starting even at $2 million and down, we have under 3 months of inventory. So there's not a lot of inventory out there. So much has come off the market, whether it's withdrawn or it's under contract, that we really just don't have a ton of inventory left. And we were really flirting with much higher numbers there for a while. Luxury market, still a lot of inventory, but way less than we had. We had 12 months of inventory at 3+ million. Here we are sub 8. They're going under contract quickly if they're really good listings from the looks of it, right? Because it just looks like everything else is sitting if it's not in primo condition and priced appropriately. So if you look more at the median part of the market, 46 days, like we talked about earlier, it kind of feels that way still. It may take a little longer to go under contract, but there are definitely buyers out there still shopping. That's always one that I kind of like to focus on. Yeah, I don't necessarily like these sold slides right now, so let's kind of move past those. I'll talk about them again in a second. But average sales price by detached single family is important. It's 24,000 more than it was this time last year, which is a 3% increase, right? You can see the seasonality, but the fourth quarter kind of plateauing a little bit has changed that average sales price with the increased behavior. So this is a good sign because even though we generally trend down this time of year, and you kind of see it valley sort of around that, December, January time period, this is a good sign that we're going to see some real increases in real estate prices again here soon. And it's been a tough couple of years. So maybe we'll pass those 2022 peaks next year from the way things are looking, right? Because if we start with a higher floor than we usually have, prices go up in the springtime pretty substantially. And you'll kind of see that take place. If you look at the attached part of the market, it has been a rocky road. It's been bumping around a lot. They're still a little bit lower than they were before. Prices have come down 1.5% from this time last year. It kind of depends submarket to submarket, but in all reality, it just has settled, right? There's just a lot of uphill battles in the attached market that the detached market isn't facing. So HOAs, insurance, all these different things that kind of play into these factors. Now, if we look at it by sold units, this kind of tells that whole story altogether. So if you need to shoot a video or send it to a client, this is a good one to show. This is how things turn. As stuff in September went under contract, you see those closings in October. We've seen that boost in behavior in the fourth quarter. And you're going to continue to see that into December as well. So this has been an exciting change, right? Light at the end of the tunnel as the real estate market starts to shift back the other direction. So it's exciting. If you have any other questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to me. I always have lots of data for you. Anthony at Land Title. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye.